Sean Hansen for Video Diary Sprint8. So this week I didn't do a lot of work on the engine due to trying to design my implementation of my individual project. So here I have a simple UML diagram because from what I can tell, all I need to do is add in a child class called Timeable, which will be associated with the Time Manager class and will be a parent to the game object, which game object can inherits Timeable. So Timeable will contain a variable called myTimescale, which the user can change to whatever they wish. So if I want a game object to always be moving at half speed, half time, always be moving at full time or like double time, the user can set that time scale and interact with it on that level. Otherwise, if the user wants to keep with the standard time scales of delta time or leisure time, with leisure time not being affected by a time scale and just going off basic frames, the user will then be able to call through delta time and leisure time, making sure the user does not interact with the time manager at all. And so if the user is using an individual time scale, they must register to the time manager through the registry called clock. And clock will hold all the timeable objects so that when every update is called on the time manager, the clock will update everyone's time scale with the appropriate information, since frame rate changes, which affects the time ratio math. So besides that, I believe this is everything that would be needed to have a time manager set up and so the user doesn't have to affect the manager but still has access to all these tools. Besides that, I don't know where else to go with it, so if you have any further suggestions during the coming week that I can implement into here, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm going to be finishing up the last couple touches on the engine and be good for next week's submission. Code-wise, I did a couple debugs from a couple of my managers because I was working on how updates would work with timescale. If timescale was 0, do I want to continue updating and stuff like that, which I found that I would not need to worry about. And if the user wants the object to stop updating during timescale, they just call unregister and register themselves. I believe that would be the wisest course of action. But anyway, back to the point. So I fixed my registries because I found that many of them did not account that if an object was already registered. So let's say I registered testgeo 2 times, it would register twice and update 2 times every time. So this little batch of code I implemented in all the managers quickly checks to find to make sure that no object has been registered twice, and it's been working pretty smoothly. Otherwise, no new demo to showcase, and that'll be all for this video. If I need to actually submit like a Word doc of all this, let me know and I'll get that to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, that'll end this recording.